Your product's landing page is your moneymaker. It's where you are funneling your audience to in order for them to buy your product. And to have a product page that is not optimized is not leaving money on the table, but it's actively throwing money into the fire. When it comes to supercharging your product's landing page experience, there are a couple key points you should consider that we'll cover in this video. But the underlying objective is about removing the unnecessary friction that is going to hold up the customer and stop them from taking the desired action that your page encourages. Because remember that if you have a lot of cold traffic coming into your product page, it's usually their first experience of your brand, and first impressions leave lasting marks. And the last thing you want is to ruin that first moment of interaction and contact with unnecessary elements that are going to distract the customer from the conversion. And therefore, it's important to not only add elements strategically by understanding the effectiveness of the element, but you need to think how you can make the element even more effective to maximize its impact to help you reach your main goal, which is to increase your sales. So the first thing you want to do is streamline the user journey, the number one conversion killer. That is eliminating friction with faster loading speeds, because slow loading times are conversion killers. And by optimizing speeds with lightweight design elements and faster loading assets, these will make the customer journey so much smoother. However, remember that we like to think outside the box, and you should not sacrifice the quality of your page. And if you have done everything to optimize the loading times and there is still something going on, then it's time to use these waiting times to your advantage, because waiting periods can be a great tool to engage the user further, to get them occupied and started in the action of engaging with your brand on a deeper level. And not only will this decrease the perception of the loading time, but at the end of the day, it can have a massive effect in increasing the average order value, because you are building the relationship with your brand by further engagement. Plus the waiting period, you can cross-sell, upsell further products that are related to the customer's basket or past purchases. And the goal here is to streamline the user journey from the point of seeing your product to exploring your product and then ultimately purchasing it. You have to optimize this customer journey by optimizing navigation flow, for example, and reducing the distractions. So when you want to have someone convert with a purchase, do not include 10 other call to actions that focus on anything other than the conversion, because that will only dilute their attention to these other aspects rather than your main goal, which is to get them to buy your product. And one of the biggest mistakes in Ecom stores and the landing pages they have is the fact that they only include one conversion call to action on the page, because your product's landing page should answer the why, the how, and what in a long form fashion. But I will go into this in a second. And by including only one call to action, all you are doing is increasing the perceived effort to take that ultimate action, which is purchasing. Because let's say they've read everything, they have connected with your brand, but now they have to scroll all the way up and find the conversion focused call to action. And therefore what you need to do is to strategically and sparingly add call to actions where the next logical step for them would be to click and purchase your product, or simply include a sticky call to action that follows the users around the page as they scroll, making it easy to purchase the product at any time during the page whenever your product has appealed to them the most. But the product and the page experience is nothing without leveling up your copywriting. As I've mentioned before, a recent trend with famous launches such as Apple products, these companies are adopting a long-form sales funnel approach. While minimalism is often appealing, it should be used scarcely, because we live in a digital age where, despite there being an unlimited amount of information, this is a double-edged sword, because we are more skeptical than ever about what we see online, and especially if we have to invest our hard-earned money into it. So the long-form sales funnel approach is what can help you solve this issue, and the strength lies in a well-structured long-form page that answers every possible question the customer may have. And as a result, this structure should not only describe your product, but tell the customer how it will fit in their daily lives, because the real power lies in tying your product's utility in the customer daily habits and life, so that its use is not only attractive but necessary to improve their life. With this, you want to guide the customer's curiosity through a journey of exploration of your product, its story, and the reasons that it will improve their life. And to do all this, it's all about structuring each section of the page to follow on from each other in a logical and emotional fashion. So what I mean here is that each section should sell itself, and raise curiosity to take further action from the previous. So if one section does not convert and they scroll to the next, you have to ask yourself, does that section help and back up the previous statements and elements to secure a conversion now? All this will only come to you after the most important thing, and that is the research about your customer. It's all about meeting them where they are, addressing their pain points and aspirations that your product will help them achieve. And it's about framing your benefits as direct problem solvers to their pain points. But sometimes the best thing to do is to broaden your storytelling. Weave in a big mission, a big goal, because it's all about creating that mass desire and the movement, a feeling of community, a feeling that whenever they buy your product, they are not by themselves, because people like to be part of something bigger than them. Expanding your brand story and weaving in their pain points and aspirations into that story, into a mission or a big objective of your brand, creates that emotional resonance with your brand, where now you are not creating one-time customers, but potentially loyal and long-term advocates for your brand. And like this, your brand becomes a movement. Customers become your brand's voice. Their words will transcend different digital boundaries and get the snowball rolling and the momentum into further exposure. And that is one of the most powerful drivers in engagement, because the creation of a bigger idea, a statement, is a sign of intentionality and direction for your product and brand. Because people love a clear roadmap, and using this mission, you are targeting a customer profile with intent. And people who align with your mission will naturally be attracted to your brand. And this intent and direction is the number one driver of conversions, because now people who align with your community and the big idea will not struggle and hesitate to make a decision if they should purchase your new product. And using this, you then have unlimited social proof, which should be stuck on everywhere on your landing page. And this social proof should be built from every client and customer, because it comes in so many forms that can skyrocket your perceived value of your product on this page, from standard testimonials to video reviews to personal thank you emails. It's not just about showing a review, it's about showing the positive impact your brand is making on the niche and on the world around it. And these elements need to be prominent on your page by highlighting customer reviews, having verified badges and images, and videos to increase the credibility of these reviews. And another thing you can do is pull in user-generated content from social media hashtags to build trust and further showcase the reach of your brand, because the wider the reach your brand has, the more it will be perceived as trustworthy. And if you have influencers, for example, posting about it, include that on your page, because it's all about increasing this credibility and effectiveness of your product and showing that you are creating an engaging community of customers who not only feel like they are heard, but engaged with. You can also use this social proof to increase urgency, which can dramatically increase your sales, because you can use this to increase your average order value. Because the goal of a product page is to ensure each conversion has a chance to increase their average spend, so you can earn more money from that one user. And one way to use social proof is by using real-time social proof widgets. So for example, let's say you are browsing a website for some shoes. If it tells you that there are only 100 pairs of shoes left, you might think, okay, I need to think about it overnight, and you'll go to sleep and decide tomorrow. And there is no urgency there, because you're confident in that decision that they won't sell out. But now let's say you go on the website to buy a pair of shoes, and there are only 100 left, the same as the previous example. But now on the bottom left corner, it tells you that 4 pairs have just been bought by Katie, Sarah, Matt and Joe 10 minutes ago. And suddenly that decision is going to have to be made now, and not overnight. And combine this with a real-time stock tracker and a limited time offer that is genuine, and you are selling out every single launch. But you have to remember that when you sell out, you need to keep the Ferris wheel of your brand spinning. It's all about capturing the interested customer with a lead capture and providing them with some value like discounts and keeping that buzz alive. But in relation to increasing your average order value, what you can do as well is to offer quantity breaks and upsells in strategic points in your customer journey. Because remember that all friction is not bad. Believe it or not, friction can be used effectively if used strategically. So remember one thing about strategic friction. It's all about creating a moment of reconsideration and reflection, and nothing more. For example, before the final checkout, you can slow the customer down, and slowing them down can reduce buyer's remorse. And you can slow them down by offering an upsell, or show them how they can save money in the long run with a bulk buy option, or with tiered discounts, for example, a 3-pack 6-pack, 12-pack, and even incentivizing larger purchases with exclusive freebies, discounts, and different benefits your target customer values. And on top of this, you can also use the well-known shipping threshold, where you encourage higher cart values to get free shipping. So for example, you can say add $20 to your cart to unlock free shipping. And then lastly, but most importantly, remember, after this purchase, the journey has only just begun. It's now your job to keep the customer on the Ferris wheel, like I've said. And that's why it's important to have a bigger mission, a bigger idea, because it keeps your brand magnetic. But this does not mean that you can just sit there and do nothing. It's about building a healthy ecosystem beyond your store and landing page. It's about creating an engaging community full of brand advocates, creating a community that involves your customers, rewards them for being part of your brand, and then engaging them through competitions, challenges, and rewards to make them put in some effort into your brand. Because the more they resonate with your brand, and the more time they invest into it, then it's harder to let go. So reward repeat buyers and show that you care, and remember to stay grateful, because without this community, your brand would not exist. And one way to keep the Ferris wheel spinning in a consistent way is to leverage SMS and email marketing, for example, to create easy triggers that spark this interest by sending targeted offers, stock alerts, exclusive insights into your brand, and building that connection with your audience. And it's about building that illusion of closeness with your brand. Every action matters when creating this ecosystem. And if you want to know how to create addictive funnels that keep your customers hooked, then check this video out. So remember that this store and your brand is a living and breathing thing, that you need to feed it 24/7, and it's all about keeping that Ferris wheel spinning 24/7, 365. So remember one thing, the best thing you can do is to create this engaging community around your product and make that your baby, because 2025 has a lot in store for personal brands and the ability to connect with their communities. And that is how you make money and continue to make money online. Most importantly, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And also, simply check out my other videos, because they all cover how you can create funnels and customer journeys that will help you to maximize your sales. And I hope you have a great day.